Pokémon Legends ZA might be the most divisive Pokemon game ever. Half of the community says it's a lazy cash grab, bad graphics, small map, and overall just on a technical level. And the other half? They're too busy actually having fun. I have seen the posts, I have seen the hate, and the Nintendo lost it takes. But the weird part is, I get it. I agree with most of the complaints, and I still like the game. So I want to talk about that line, the point where a Pokemon fan stops defending the series or decides it's still worth playing. The Pokemon community feels completely split up right now. One side's calling it a cash grab, another classic case of Nintendo playing us. A small world, minimal changes, $70. Man, $30 for just clothing at launch. Not even the real DLC. And then there's the other side. People like me, who still finds himself having a good time. Maybe it's because I've accepted that Pokemon doesn't need to reinvent the wheel every generation. Or maybe because even when it stumbles, it still finds a way to be fun in its own weird way. Now, I love the combat system. It feels like for the first time within years that Pokemon battles are fresh now. It's got real-time elements, cooldowns, and flow, and it even borrows a little bit from Xenoblade 2. And honestly, that's a good thing. Even those trash moves you normally ignore now have a purpose, keeping your rhythm between attacks. I love to combo fast moves like low power attack moves and then a strong hitting one because the cooldowns are so different. And I feel like there's a skill ceiling somewhere to be found within repositioning your Pokemon with this gameplay system. I have clips of me dodging and being able to reposition my Pokemon. It's pretty cool. And there are other small things like moves behaving differently, no abilities, etc. This ends up adding to my experience because it just kind of gets me into the gameplay. You are always battling, and that's a dopamine rush that I appreciate. Now, the mix of Pokemon from all the different regions, it makes the world feel like a crossover. All of these generations finally sharing the same space. I mean, it's a bit chaotic for sure, but I love it. Then there's Lumiose as the main hub. It's familiar, and in my opinion, I think it has way more personality than the open zones in Arceus. I mean, on one hand, you have static NPCs, but on the other, it is cool seeing the Pokemon run around and kind of be a little lively at least. Now, I said a little bit. It's not perfect. Now, don't get me wrong. I get the frustration. The graphics are not great. The art direction's fine, but it kind of drifts into this weird in-between. Not stylized enough to be timeless, but not enough to be impressive at all. I thought Scarlet and Violet already looked rough, even when the 4K Switch patch came out. And ZA isn't much better on a technical scale. Like, this isn't news. The windows have no texture. They are flat. Yikes. Remember, I'm not defending it, but in general motion and gameplay, I might think that Scarlet and Violet looks kind of worse than ZA. And I think that it's nowhere near as offensive as people make it to be. But for sure, it is a technical mess. And yeah, some of the Mega Evolutions are terrible, but there's also a lot of good Megas, like genuinely cool. But it makes it hard for people to see that because of the game's decision on making certain things super lazy. People are saying Pokemon's becoming the Call of Duty of RPGs, pumping out a new title with the same formula every few years. And honestly, I see it. Like, it's not yearly, obviously, but it feels like it. It has the same loops, the same crutches. For them, it's not about shocking you anymore. It's about comforting you. But here's the key point that I'd argue. The combat system in ZA, it's the most overhauled Pokemon's ever been. This is genuinely a level of technical diversity and engagement we have never had in Pokemon. That is innovation. Maybe not in the way people expected, but I still think that that is progress. On top of a less catching, focused gameplay loop, it caters to me. Now, I like the game, I dislike the game, but let me tell you more about why I dislike the game. There is no voice acting, which feels unacceptable in 2025. For a world that plays into the childish wonder expressions, it kills that immersion every time a character mouths words of silence. And the world design could have been bigger, more secrets, more routes, something that would have made Lumiose City feel like less of a city and more of a journey. And lastly, to kind of culminate everything, this is a billion-dollar company. I believe this is literally the #1 grossing media in the world. So would it kill them to give them either the resources, the money, whatever it is to make the game legitimately feel like a next generation console game?
Are you for real?
However, despite all of that, this is the first entry to make me not feel like the Switch has been a total waste for Pokemon. and I genuinely can't bring myself to hate it. I admittedly have a ton of fun with this game. Like the core loop, battling, exploring, finding new megas, it's really fun. I'm sorry. Hey, can we just talk about the music for a second? Oh my god. There's this like Persona-like energy with the themes. It's jazzy, it's confident, almost theatrical. It gives the world identity and energy. Something that's kind of been missing for all of the Switch releases. Okay, yeah, so I was kind of all over the place, and this is kind of contradictory, but I get why people dislike the game. I get why people are upset. Like, it's easy to look at this and kind of say, this is not the Pokemon that I grew up with. And that's okay. Because for me, Pokémon Legends ZA, it does not need to be perfect. And it is fun. So where do you draw the line? Because for me, it's when I stop having fun. And I haven't hit that point yet. Peace!